Richard X. Bove, an equity research analyst at Rafferty Capital Market, believes that there will soon be a major bank merger boom since they have so much excess cash and the foxes are running the hen houses.
This should terrify people. One of the great threats to democracy is monopolization. And the financial industry is way too concentrated as it is. And further concentration into the hands of a smaller number of banks will just diminish even more the power we have as consumers and the power that workers have. Millions of workers in the financial industry. So what we need to do as progressives is organize and stop these mergers. We need to demonstrate, we need to show that it's unpopular. You know, believe it or not, these financial executives, they care about what the media and people think about them. And if they think that they're gonna be demonized for these actions, they'll think twice before they do some of these mergers.
But isn't the media part of these mergers too? Like, aren't they part of it?
That's right.
They're becoming monopolized. That's why you gotta watch TYT to get this.
Exactly, that's why we're here.
Yeah, it's true. Like the monopolies, you know, they're ruining everything, our democracy, our society, because capitalism, you know, works on the premise that there is a free market and competition. Yeah. But in a monopoly, there is no free market, there is no competition, and you buy up your competitors, you merge, and then you purge. And then there's no counterbalance. There's no check on everything. You know, if each of us had a restaurant, we'd all compete to make the best food at the best prices. But if I buy you out, that I have the only restaurant in town, well, I can charge whatever I want. I can make my food as shitty as possible. So this is the problem across every single industry. There's only one or two winners in every single industry, and that continuous consolidation in the financial industry, in media. And elsewhere, and you know, in pharma, in food,
travel,
and everything that we do is a real problem because, as you said, Joe, more and more power and money is consolidated into the hands of fewer and fewer people. Yeah. And you know, we're now at a place in our society where the top 0.1% have more wealth than ever before, even more than during the Gilded Age, which precipitated the Great Depression and everything that flowed from it. So this is a problem, a fundamental problem on every respect.
Yeah, those of us that fly, we feel it. Who fly continuously, they're gonna start charging for overhead space on Delta and American. So there's gonna be a super economy now flying option where even to use the overhead space, they're gonna charge you. I mean, you feel it all the time, just a sandwich, you know, you can't even eat it on an airplane anymore unless you're flying first class. And you can feel it in everything. It's really disgusting, it's disgusting.
When it comes to the banking industry, it's actually much worse, I think, because they are the ones who really kind of run, you know, they run Congress. Right. Which senator was it? Dick Durbin. He said they run the place, and it's true. They give the most amount of money to politicians. They pass all the laws that favor, you know, looser regulations and allow them to basically engage in rapacious behavior. And you know, what little victories we had with the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau and you know. The Dodd-Frank bill and all that, they're super watered down, and they're being chiseled away. And here's a problem: the banks were considered too big to fail before, and now they're gonna be even bigger. So that means yes, they'll get bailed out again. And what happens if they know they'll get bailed out again? Well, then they have an incentive to take bigger risks and act more recklessly, so that if they win, they keep all the winnings. If they lose, well, they get bailed out. Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win. It's a very natural and predictable course of events that are going to follow, and we're all going to be fucked big time when that happens.
And let's talk about the Democratic Party in this whole equation. One of the reasons why monopolies have emerged is monopoly Democrats have led the party that is supposed to be the party on the side of people. And so as progressives, we need to demand that our party representatives are progressive and not monopolists. And unfortunately, when you look at our party leadership nationally in a lot of states, the best way to describe those leaders isn't as establishment Democrats, though they're establishment Democrats, but as monopolists.
Yeah.
Our party has become controlled by the monopolies and elects Democrats who favor those monopolies, whether it's advantaging the United Airlines of the world, or the big banks of the world, or the ultra big tech companies of the world. Across the board, Democrats have come to be the best defenders of the monopolists. Right. And a socially progressive monopolist isn't that much better than a Republican.
100%. I don't consider myself a Democrat. I am a progressive. How am I going to belong to a party when I'm a line item on their agenda? Yeah. As a person of color. And I think that you're right. We have to make them step up, or they got to step away. The door to the intra-industry acquisitions may be about to crack open. The first linking of merger mania was recently seen when JPMorgan Chase was reported to be considering buying payment systems company Worldpay Group in Great Britain. Under the old political regime, this would have been impossible because of regulations and a strict view of antitrust laws. However, the old regime is gone. Now, regulatory agencies are about to be run by leaders who think like bankers and are therefore more willing to accede to bankers' requests.
Well, I disagree only to the extent that the so-called old regime wasn't much better. Yeah. It doesn't matter who wins the presidency, whether it's Democrat or Republican, Goldman Sachs always wins.
That's right.
They always win. So whether it's Barack Obama, a black Democratic president, or Donald Trump, a white Republican, Goldman Sachs wins. They win every single time because they frankly run the place.
Right.
Until we say, no, they're not gonna win anymore. We're gonna nominate a Democratic candidate for president in 20. And there will be viable candidates who will say they're progressive, but who are monopolists just like Donald Trump. And we better not nominate another monopolist. Yeah. Shame on us if we let that happen.
If we make it there.